orchestra. That's a good thing. We've been studying character traits and during these weeks, and one of the character traits that we're going to look at off and on is a character trait of purity. And this lesson I had prepared some time ago for camp this week, and as I prayed about what direction to go tonight, I thought, probably all of us need this, not just our teenagers. And there's a trend in America, and it's not a good trend. If you look at Jeremiah chapter 3, and I'm going to have us turn to 4 or 5 different passages tonight. In fact, we're going to skip Jeremiah 3. Go to Jeremiah 29, Isaiah, and then Jeremiah 29. We might have time to get back to Jeremiah 3. But there are things that last night Joe Esposito came up. Wow, what a delightful crowd. He brought 4 or 5 of his kids, and then he brought several young men from his college, and then he brought a ladies trio from his college, and they had dinner with us and spent some time, and then he preached on saving our nation and how young people are the hope of America and how somebody's got to fix things. And as a pastor, I see churches turning to the left and drifting to the world. It's nothing new. When we started our church in 1982, there were churches in those days that I thought, what are you thinking? This is not the answer. This is not going to fix our country. It's not going to reach our young people for God. There's so much world in the church. Everett Gaylor, Brother Gaylor always used to say the church is so worldly and the world's so churchy that you can't tell one from another, and that's what a lot of these churches are. And it was that way 30 years ago. There's different names of different movements. From clear back in the 50s and 60s, it was modernists, and then it was neo-evangelicals, and then there's new names for the same thing. And each era gave us another set of relax Christianity, just roll back and the pressure and just don't be so tense about things. And what are you so panic stricken about doing everything exactly right or whatever? And every generation's got that, but the problem is that's not going to help our country. And you'll see tonight a little bit about this, but we need, as we always have in America, young people. And my thinking is we need to reach out to these younger churches or maybe older churches and help them see the light and turn them back the right direction. But I was listening to somebody today, a sermon as I was driving home, and he was saying the need is to start new churches because you can't fix these guys. Once they get off going, you just go start a new church. And I think, man, that's buying new land and building new buildings and starting all over. But I'll tell you, the church, just so you know, the churches that are seeing the most fruit, I mean people saved and baptized, typically are younger churches. We get busy at church our age. We get busy taking care of us. And if we're not careful, we'll get so busy taking care of us, we're not reaching the lost. And I think we're doing a pretty good job of it. Last night after the service, we were giving out T-shirts, and I said, how many of you teenagers had a convert in the last month? I figured it'd be a few that I'd be able to give a T-shirt to. There were 27 of them. 27 T-shirts I gave, and I thought, I love our church. I just love our church. And I think we've kept it going, and I think, when we were adding new ministries, just recently the Veterans Hospital was a whole brand new thing God opened up for us. But it's hard work to keep it going, because as years go by, the church, it's like an auto, in a car sales place, you have sales and then you have customer service. And if you don't have good customer service, they're not coming back. But if all you do is customer service and nobody's selling, pretty quick, you got nobody to do customer service for, and you have to keep that balance. And in a church, we need to reach the lost, we need to train, we need to disciple, and then you need to minister to those who are hurting in a rough world. And it is a rough world we're in, and you all understand that. But America is at great need, politically, morally, financially, technologically. I was reading a lengthy thing, and half of it I didn't understand. I kept thinking of some of you thinking, I wish you were here to interpret this. But all of the technology in America right now, about the internet and about knowing what's going on in your homes and being able to catalog people by all your ATM transactions, and just the fact that you Google something right now, if you don't know what Google is, it's okay, but you do a Google search and I do a Google search, it's going to come up with two different things because they've already cataloged me. And they've cataloged you, and they know the things you're more likely to want within that search area and the things I'm more likely to want. And this is going through all these things. I mean, it's conspiracy stuff, but it all makes a lot of sense. I just can't quite understand about half of it. But anyway, our nation is set for a technological turnaround. Ever since I've been saved, we are getting more and more obvious we could have a overnight one world government, one world economic system, one world military. There are all kinds of things happening. We need God. That's what we need. Because there aren't enough Republicans that are thinking right to make it happen, because it's only God that's going to make things happen. And so Monday night I preached on pride being one of the key reasons God curses a nation. And I just went with a couple of our guys. We went online and just found example after example of our arrogance and our pride and our just self-righteousness. And one of the last ones was an interview with Kobe Bryant, and the guy interviewing him said, "Now, what about this? The idea that you're cocky, arrogant, self-centered, selfish." And he said, "Well, yeah, it's true." But he said, "You know what? If you're not a little selfish and self-centered, you can't make it happen." Hey, would you check, Rich? Do we have a group of kids coming in to sing? On the way in, I thought we had kids coming to sing tonight. Good, bring them in. I am glad I haven't started. You hold Jeremiah 29. Mrs. Goddard and I were driving. I said, "I think we're supposed to have kids sing. Did they sing last week?" She said, "I think they sang last week." And I said, "Good, and they're not singing tonight," but they are. And we don't want them to think we're not prepared for them. So we've been waiting and waiting just for these kids, right? There we go. Come on in. We are ready. We were just talking about, I wonder when those kids are going to come down and sing. I didn't get a chance to meet visitors, but I think all of our folks that are here are regulars. Hold your Bible.